Why the latte factor is a lie and never make you rich. Picture this. You're standing in line, coffee cup in hand, and a thought creeps in. I probably shouldn't be spending this every day. You've seen the videos, skip the coffee, save the difference, retire early. It's one of the most repeated pieces of financial advice out there. Financial influencers love it. Instagram infographics love it. It even has a name, the latte factor. There's just one problem. If you actually run the numbers, it barely works at all. Let's do the math. $5 a day is about $150 a month. Over a year, that's $1,825. Not bad, right? Except, here's the catch. If you just save that money, no investing, no interest, just stack it in a jar, reaching $1 million would take you 547 years. 500 years. You'd need to live through the entire history of the United States roughly twice over, brewing coffee at home the whole time, just to become a millionaire. So clearly, something about this advice is broken. Here's what's actually happening. While you're mentally high-fiving yourself for skipping a $5 coffee, there are decisions sitting right next to you worth 10, 20, even 100 times more, and most people never even look at them. Example 1. A bad car loan. The average new car loan carries thousands of dollars in interest over its lifetime. Buying used instead of new, or simply waiting one extra year to save a bigger down payment, can easily save $8, $10, sometimes $15,000. That's 8 years of coffee money gone in a single decision. Example 2, your salary. Negotiating a raise of just $5,000 a year is worth almost 3 times your entire annual coffee budget. And unlike coffee money, that $5,000 comes back every single year for the rest of your career. Example 3, credit card debt. The average credit card in America charges over 20% interest. If you're carrying a balance, it's quietly costing you more every month than any coffee habit ever could. Paying it off isn't just saving money. It's one of the best guaranteed returns you'll ever get on anything. Example 4, lifestyle creep. Get a raise, then immediately upgrade your car, your apartment, your everyday spending, and the raise disappears before it even hits your account. Just keeping your lifestyle flat for one extra year after a raise can be worth more than a decade of skipped lattes. One conversation with your boss, one smarter loan, one paid-off credit card, one raise you don't immediately spend. Each of these can outperform years, sometimes decades, of giving up coffee. So why does the coffee advice stick around so hard? Because it feels like control. A $5 decision is easy to see, easy to judge, easy to feel good about. A 30-year mortgage, a car loan, a salary negotiation, those are messy, slow, and uncomfortable. Our brains would rather win a battle we can see than fight one we can't. Now, to be fair, small habits do matter. Making your bed, tracking your spending, cutting one subscription you forgot about, these build discipline. And discipline is real. But there's a difference between a habit that builds discipline and a habit that builds wealth. Coffee can do the first. It was never going to do the second. Here's the part almost nobody mentions. The original idea behind the latte factor was never just about saving $5. It was about investing it. Watch what happens when that one word changes. Person A starts investing $5 a day at age 25, put into the market instead of a coffee cup. By age 65, at a typical long-term average return, that turns into roughly $400,000. Person B does the exact same thing, $5 a day, same investment, but doesn't start until age 35. Just 10 years later, by 65, they end up with around $185,000. Same amount of money, same investment. The only difference is 10 years, and that gap costs person B over $200,000. There's a person C too. Starts at 45, same $5 a day. By 65, they end up with around $78,000. Still real money, still worth doing. But the 20-year gap between person A and person C is worth well over $300,000. The lesson isn't you missed your chance if you didn't start at 25. The lesson is whatever age you're at right now, today is the earliest day you have left. That's the real secret hiding inside the latte factor. It was never really about coffee. It was about time, the one ingredient compound interest can't work without, and the one thing no amount of saving later can ever buy back. So, what should you actually focus on if not your coffee order? First, kill high interest debt. Anything above 15 or 20% is actively working against every other financial decision you make. Pay it down before anything else. Second, raise your income. A 10% raise, a side hustle, a better paying job, as these move the needle in ways that spending cuts alone never will. Third, watch the big three expenses: housing, transportation, and food. That's where most people's budgets actually leak. Someone paying $600 more than they need to for an apartment, just for a slightly nicer view, is burning through 4 years of coffee money every single year on repeat. Those decisions are worth far more than your coffee order ever will be. Fourth, automate your investing. Even a small amount, moved automatically the moment you get paid, removes the willpower problem completely. You don't have to feel motivated, it just happens. And fifth, keep your coffee. Seriously, if a $5 coffee makes your morning better, that was never the problem. The problem is treating it like a financial strategy instead of what it actually is, a minor comfort that has almost nothing to do with whether you get rich. Getting rich was never about giving up everything that makes you happy. It's about putting your energy where it actually multiplies. Fix the big five, and your coffee habit was never holding you back in the first place. If this changed how you think about your own money, hit subscribe. There's a lot more of this myth busting on the way, and trust me, coffee is not the only obvious money advice that falls apart the moment you actually run the numbers.